No matter which side of the political aisle you may sit on, there's no doubt, there's no disagreement that Madison Square Garden yesterday was electric. And Elon Musk took the stand, brought to tears nearly by the audience reaction. But one reaction he's probably not keen to receive: Robert Downey Jr., RDJ, the man who made Tony Stark and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He says Elon's not doing well, and he's recovering from being a white male. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel that is changing hearts and minds simply by telling the truth, dragging Hollyweird back to the mainstream middle where sensible money can be made. Spencer Kabuli of Bounding Into Comics joins us today. Spencer, how are you?
I am doing all right, bro. I'm always happy to be hanging out with my good friend. How are you?
I'm doing good, and folks, his name is not Spencer Kabuli, it's Bakuli. And now you'll remember it even better. Spencer, happy to have you back.
I just thought you were matching up my real name and my handle.
You never know, you never know. Kabuto down there, Kabuto Rider Mav. Folks, today we are talking about somebody who is riding high. That's Elon Musk, but it depends on the way that you perceive this, whether or not you agree. But more importantly, perhaps for what we're going to discuss, Robert Downey Jr. is one of those who strongly disagrees and does not think Elon is doing well. Of course, Robert Downey Jr., more commonly referred to as RDJ, is the man behind Tony Stark and Iron Man. But guess what? His character and the way that he played him in the Marvel movies is based on Elon. We'll get to that in just a moment. But Spencer, I want to show you how Elon's day is going, and then we're going to take a look at what Robert Downey Jr. has to say about him. Particularly, specifically, in focus today, folks, we're going to wonder, is the timing of Robert Downey Jr. and his slide into whatever this new version of him is, where he says that he's a recovering white American, I don't know what that means, but is this the most poorly timed switcheroo in the history of Hollywood's weirderoos? I don't know. All right, here we go. Here's the video of Elon last night or yesterday at Madison Square Garden. You can see it's at a Trump mega campaign rally. And here's Elon. We're not going to focus on the politics of it. We're going to focus in on what happens during the Elon Musk speech. And here we go.
We're going to get the government off your back and out of your pocketbook. And America's just not just going to be great. America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing. Now,
There you go.
you guys are awesome. Honestly, this is like...
So, Spencer, for a guy who is under fire quite a bit, that's Elon, of course, it seemed to me that he was nearly moved to tears. He was emotional, you could tell, as the crowd starts chanting his name. And it could be because he faces this sort of thing. This is out of Variety. We'll talk about it in a moment, about Robert Downey Jr. And they're even phrasing this as if Elon is cosplaying Tony Stark. I'm sorry. The man is he's catching rockets with tweezers, with chopsticks. He's the real guy.
No, he's not, but we can get into this.
I was going to say, Spencer, you have a different point of view than I do. Share it with the audience, please. Share, please.
So I am definitely I am not a fan of Elon Musk. I think he is not contributing anything to any of our spheres. And I think the cult of personality that is growing around him is getting way too out of hand. So everything I see right here is just, you go, yeah, he's riding high, he's under attack. And I'm like, that's not why he's happy in that clip. He's happy because people like him. That's everything. All Elon wants is to be liked so bad.
Well, most people enjoy it when they're celebrated in some way.
But most people don't go out of their way to do everything they can to get everybody's attention on them at all times and make sure that everybody likes them. You know what I mean? You're not going out there, pro, and changing algorithms on social media sites so that everybody sees your tweets.
So do you think that Elon's pursuit of colonizing Mars and his efforts to create a future where you can drive an electrically powered vehicle, do you think all of that is part of, what's that?
They're not his efforts. He didn't do any of that. He funded them, sure, but he's not the one doing the calculations and building all of that stuff. He's out there promoting it and funding it, sure, but he's not the guy behind it. So it's not his vision.
Well,
he didn't even found Tesla.
Someone could say that
afterwards.
Someone could say that you and I are personalities on YouTube, but we didn't build YouTube. That's sort of the Obama argument of you didn't build that. No matter what, if you have somebody at the top of an organization, there's no way that they can be involved in every single part of something.
That's true.
So whether it's funding or whether it is leadership or whether it is oversight of the hierarchy, he's a significant contributor.
He's a contributor, sure, but I'm not going to. That's the problem, Pro, is that he is a contributor in funding, but he isn't. When people go, he's taking us to Mars. He has a vision for the future. He's not doing that. He's saying, yeah, wouldn't this be great? Wouldn't it be so awesome to go to Mars? He doesn't have anything past that because that's not his idea. He has to give that to the engineers and the actual guys doing the work.
Well, that's like saying that the Imagineers at Disney did everything and Walt had nothing to do with it. He's just the funder.
Yeah, I can say Walt founded Disneyland, but as soon as you start saying Walt worked on all those animatronics, I'll go, no, he didn't. He founded Disneyland and he was giving them the money, but he was not an Imagineer. Okay,
so your position then is that Elon Musk is an imposter. He's not truly the Tony Stark of our generation. He's not a new Edison.
1,000%, not even close to that.
Okay, well, let's leave that point for the moment because we'll agree to disagree. Our audience has the highest IQ on the internet. They'll figure out what they think about this. But I want to go, if it's okay.
No, I'm going to be unpopular here, Pro. That's okay.
Listen, even if your opinion is not shared, you're still extremely popular. And by the way, Spencer, no matter what people may think, you're at least more popular than the woman who will be singing Popular in Wicked coming up. I can promise you that. The Wicked Witch, she's not doing well.
That is not even hard. That's not even a high bar. Or that's a low bar, bro. Goodness.
All right, so let's put our attention for a moment onto Robert Downey Jr., understanding that you and I, and we knew this going into the video, that you have one opinion of Elon, I have a different one.
Oh yeah, this is not a surprise for either of us.
But on Variety, Zach Scharf says this. Robert Downey Jr. confronts Elon Musk cosplaying Tony Stark by saying, I just wish he would control his behavior a little more. Now, I want people to notice too, Tesla's doing well, SpaceX is doing well, Elon has put himself into the political sphere for the first time ever, and it may be going well. We're not sure about that yet, but could be. Things are going pretty darn well for Elon, even if you say he didn't have anything to do with it, and I say he had a tremendous amount. Whatever you might think about that.
Not everything is going great. What about Twitter? Twitter's lost like 80% of its valuation since he bought it out. He's not the great genius everybody thinks he is.
Well, it may have saved free speech. That's a heck of a thing.
Except he's censoring speech on his own. He's censoring speech he doesn't like. So we just traded one for another. It's not great.
Well, so I would say that Keith Olbermann is out there calling for Elon Musk to be incarcerated, and that's being allowed on X.
Olbermann's a crazy person. It's
being allowed on X, right?
Yes, but there's also times when somebody goes, "Hey, check this out. This is an Elon burner account," and he just bans them outright. Or when somebody, to me, that's censorship. So it's the exact same thing.
It would be difficult for me to get into the specificity of each and every one of them in this video. We'd have to, if you have grievances,
I've got them.
Right. Well, perhaps that's another video we can look at. We can go through those individually. We'll have to make sure that it sits in our lane of entertainment coverage. But take a look at this. This is out of Variety, and it's RDJ now, his commentary. And specifically, I want us to look at one area of interest. I'll show you when we get there. This is what it says. Robert Downey Jr. and Elon Musk briefly shared the screen together in 2010's Marvel tentpole Iron Man 2, in which Downey's hotshot business tycoon Tony Stark met Musk while at the Monaco Grand Prix. It was a fitting moment as Iron Man screenwriter Mark Fergus once told New York Magazine that Musk partly inspired the screen iteration of Tony Stark due to their technological prowess, cockiness, and overall hot-headedness. Now, by the way, I don't interpret Elon Musk in that way. I think that Elon Musk has a very particular set of personality traits that don't come from some of those. Well, I think they're kind of misunderstood. I think Elon is awkward and awkward in ways that some of you out there may recognize. I won't go too far with that, but it says, but what does Downey think about Musk in real life? During an interview appearance on the On with Kara Swisher podcast, Downey was asked point blank about his thoughts on Musk cosplaying Tony Stark in real life. Now, again, that's something, Spencer, you would agree with, and I would say it's the opposite, but that's okay. Let's go to what Downey says. He says, I've only met him a few times. As an almost 60-year-old recovering white American male, I just wish that he would control his behavior a little bit more, but that's not on me. I know that this idea of it's all okay because we got to get to Mars doesn't really hold water with me. But again, you have to look at all that he's done that demonstrates why he's valuable. Now, here's what I don't get. It's a little bit vague to me, Spencer, and you tell me what you think about it.
Yeah.
At the same time that society, at least in North America, seems to be shifting directions, and I would say that regression is sort of not in vogue anymore. You've got Robert Downey Jr. being critical of Elon Musk, and fair, right? You would do the same. So fair point.
Oh, yeah.
However, this statement of I'm a recovering 60-year-old white American male, is he saying, here's because I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because Downey has stayed out of this stuff. Downey has kind of been punk in Hollywood, Spencer, because it's cool in Hollywood to be of a particular persuasion, and Downey just doesn't. He stays out of politics. He doesn't weigh in on that kind of stuff. He doesn't join in on the parades of various social causes, and that makes him punk. By being neutral, he's not normal in Hollywood. When he says this, what I can't figure out is he talking about he's
punk,
recovering from is he recovering from prior addictions, or is he saying that he's recovering from being a white male? What is he saying, Spencer?
Yeah, that's the hard part here. I really, and sadly, I would love to give RDJ the benefit of the doubt and say he's talking about his previous addictions and all that fun stuff. But given the context and given what he's saying and given who he's talking about, I definitely think this is one of those sort of very cringe, very, what do you want to say it? Like self-deprecating, but not in a funny way, like a genuinely self-deprecating statement, if you will. Where he's saying,
it's not funny because it denigrates a huge group of people based only on the color of their skin and the biological way in which they were born.
You can make that joke about yourself. You can always make jokes about yourself. You can always self-deprecate, but there's a difference between self-deprecating about something serious or like being jokingly self-deprecating and being seriously self-deprecating. For example, if I were in, let's see if I can come up with an example of that, right? If I were to go, oh gosh, I'm such a giant nerd. Like I love all the old comic book stuff. So I'm such a giant dork. No girl's ever going to talk to me. That's a self-deprecating joke. But if I went, yeah, I look at all those old comic books and it's really reinforcing bad things that currently happen in today's society. That's self-deprecating as a serious statement. That's me going, yeah, this is actually super really bad. And instead of, and again, there's always discourses to be had. There's things to be talked about, but the blanket, this to me just seems like a very embarrassing virtue signal moment out of somebody, like you were saying, that we don't expect it from.
Right. And part of the reason that he's so popular is because he has avoided all of this stuff, this nonsense that drags Hollywood down into the gutter. And so this is a very inopportune time for Marvel for him to be doing this pivot if that's what he's going to do. And the reason is he's about to play Dr. Doom. But Spencer, if you think he's just coming back to play Dr. Doom, then I got a bridge to sell you. I think he's coming back to play Tony Stark, and the Dr. Doom thing is just overblown. He might play him for a movie, but really I think he's coming back to play Iron Man. And this kind of stuff, if he starts doing this, he's going to decrease his popularity. He's going to diminish the desire of the audience to come see him reprise that role or play Dr. Doom if that's what he's going to do. I don't care. But if he does this, he's going to wade himself right into the same waters that we've seen with so many of the Disney stars. I don't know how much it would take to get him into Zegler territory or Brie Larson territory. I think it would take a lot, but he's starting to tickle the ivory of it. Fair?
I'd say it's fair to say he's tickling the ivory of it, but I also don't think that this is really going to have any effect on whether or not people tune in for Secret Wars and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, he needs to stay away from it, though.
Yeah, he needs to stay away from it, and that's the thing. You brought up Brie Larson, and I think the difference here, again, is that while Downey's statement is completely stupid, and all of us roll our eyes and go, "Oh yeah, white man," blah blah blah, he's at least just pointing it at himself. Still dumb, still very dumb, but at least he's just talking about himself. He's not going, "You are all stupid white men. You all need to recover. yeah, he's sort of indirectly saying that, right? By saying like, I'm a recovering 60-year-old white guy, sort of implying you need to recover. But at the very,
how do you recover from that though, Spencer? I don't even know what it means. How would you recover from being what you biologically are?
They don't know what it really means. Really, it's this blanket statement about I'm trying to be more, I don't even want to say progressive, because it's not progressive. It's like identity politics progressive.
Right, it's regressive. That's what I call it. It's tribalism.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. So at this point, when he says I'm a recovering white man, he's less talking about actually being white and more like, God, now I sound like Robin DiAngelo, like all the systems and all the blah, blah, blah. You guys all know what I mean.
Intersectionality, oppressive hierarchies, all that. Yeah. Now you sound like Walsh. You sound like Matt Walsh over there, Spencer.
But okay, I don't have 2 hit movies under my belt.
Well, that's definitely true. Spencer, if Elon puts out a video game studio, which he's discussed he might in the future, I don't need to turn in your resume. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
You can criticize RDJ, but you also have your misgivings about the richest man in the world, too.
I have 100%.
All right, fair enough. And guess what, Spencer? That's why we love having you on the channel, because
you at least love having me.
Well, we need opposing views. If everybody comes on here and always agrees with Pro, it becomes a sycophantic kind of scenario, and that's not what we want. We need to sharpen the iron, and the way that we sharpen iron, you come on, I come on, we bounce ideas off each other. The audience listens in, they come to their conclusions, we all learn things, and it's a fantastic experience. Spencer, there's a lot of learning.
You've got the smartest audience possible, so I know
that's right.
It's not going to devolve. We know you guys. That's why we're having this
Spencer, there's a lot of learning to happen as well over on boundingintocomics.com, where you are the editor-in-chief. Tell the folks out there about your slice of the web, as well as what you're doing here on the YouTubes.
Yeah, no, you basically got it. Check out boundingintocomics.com every day, where we're throwing up new stories, as well as our friends over at That Park Place. Sometimes we get some stories they do. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes they get what we don't. You know what I'm saying. It's all a partnership. Aside from that, you can find me over on my own YouTube channel, Studio Kabuto, and across various channels in this fine sphere. Tooneytown TV. Sometimes I'm here on the Pro Show. Sometimes I'm on That Game Place. I have to remember all this. You have like
he's everywhere. He's everywhere. So he's everywhere, folks. By the way, Spencer, I just want to let you know, I'm going to go ahead now and go cancel that GoFundMe I was about to start for your Cybertruck. I just don't think it's going to work out.
You know what, Pro, you can take that Cybertruck money and you can donate that to Just Stop Oil. I think they're really going to appreciate that. I was worried you were going to tell me to donate the Cybertruck to some nation in Africa that doesn't have a good electrical grid. I was going to say that's harsh. That's harsh, man. No, see, we send them the finished product. They can at least see what they made.
That's right. Spencer thinks it's a refrigerator on wheels. All right, folks. Guess what we need from you? You can help us get some wheels. Put some wheels on this video by clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and weigh in politely. Who got the better part of this one? And don't worry, because next time, well, we may switch sides. You never know who will win in these kinds of conversations, except the audience. The audience always wins, folks. And we're happy that you joined us today. It's an honor, a responsibility we take very seriously each and every time we put out one of these videos and each time we select our panelists. We love Spencer, we love Bounding, we love all of you. Until the next time we get to share time, keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun.
You'd better hang on to your feathers, little bird. They need to put you in the show.
What? Jose, what are you listening to? You don't even have ears.
Vacation Radio 24/7. Original music on YouTube.
Huh?
Vacation Radio. WDW Pro Music Channel.
I have no idea what you're saying. But if you want to be listening to music, you should head over to Vacation Radio 24/7 on YouTube. One of the 100 other channels WDW Pro's been working on. Oh! And I have a song for you, Jose. Jose Cowabunga. He is Jose Cowabunga. He's Jose. That one seems a little bit foreign to you.